Hi, today I'm going to be reading you Blueberries for the Queen. And I'm going to be doing 2 parts for this because this is a longer book. Abracadabra, said William, waving the broomstick over his big brother Roger. You are now a toad. Stop living in a fairy tale, William, Roger said. There's a war on. I know, said William. But suppose I could have a magic wand and turn Hilter into a loathsome toad? That would win the war, all right. That's just plain stupid, said Roger. Wars are won by brave, hard-working people, not by magic, and certainly not by babies like you. All of William's family did work. Dad worked in a factory and Mom helped at the Red Cross. Even Roger worked on Mr. Worth's farm growing vegetables for the army. That left only William. He was too young to do anything to help in the war. At night, before he fell asleep, William imagined that he was a brave knight winning battle after battle until the war was over. But when morning came, he was just William again. One day, Roger ran into the house. Guess what? A queen has moved into the Lloyd's place. I saw her car go past. It was black and about a mile long. You can't fool me, said William. There aren't any real queens in America. Oh, she's come. Has she? Mom sounded all excited. She's a real queen, William. She's Queen Wilhelmina. She and her family had to leave the Netherlands because of the war. They are renting the Lloyd's estate this summer. Maybe we should go visit the Queen, said William. Roger hooted. You think we can? Just knock on the door and say, Howdy do, Miss Queen. I'm William Arnold from down the road. Besides, you wouldn't know a real queen if you saw one. I would too, said William. They got robes and specters and wear crowns on their heads. Roger nearly fell over laughing, and they ride in coaches made of pumpkins. Of course not, said William. That's only once upon a time. Now, they ride in black cars. William really wanted to see the Queen. Every day, he watched the road for her car. Did she always wear her crown, or did she have to go about in disguises so her enemies wouldn't know who she was? At least one day, he saw a long black limousine. He waved as it went by and stared as hard as he could. But the windows of the car were dark, and he couldn't see anyone inside. In the garden, the squash flowers turned into baby squashes and then into bigger ones. The tomatoes grew fat and red, and the beans hung like green tassels from their bushes. Best of all, over in the south field, the blueberries began to ripen. William could hardly wait until they were ready to pick. So there's all the Queen's disguises, and then there's all the plants. In the meantime, Roger almost saw the Queen twice one day. Just after Roger had been there, she walked into Peace Drugstore and asked for a sponge and a bar of soap. I was practically there, said Roger at supper. I hadn't been gone more than 5 minutes. A few days later, Roger heard that the Queen had just strolled up to a neighbor to say hello while he was working in his garden. Why didn't the Queen come strolling through his blueberry field to say hello to him? William wondered, probably because he was just a kid, not big enough to help win the war. When the blueberries were finally ripe, William and Dad picked blueberries all morning long. Dad put a fat berry in his mouth. Yum, he said. Taste one, William. See if it doesn't make your mouth rejoice. William popped a handful of sweet berries into his mouth. Is picking blueberries war work, Daddy? No, said Dad. I think it's more like piecework. Nobody could be unhappy eating blueberries. They chase all your worries away. Just then, a long black car went past. "There's the Queen's car. Have you seen her yet, son?" "No," said William. And Roger says they're leaving soon. All summer, William had to live just down the road from a real queen, and he probably never get to see the tip of her scepter. Roger says they're just going to Canada. They can't go home yet. Dad shook his head. "No, not yet. War is terrible things, even for a queen." Okay, I am going to make another video with the other half because this is too long. So I will see you then.